I like to say that education can't save you, but it can put you in the proper mindset to see that you need saving.
As different as we are, Missy, we have so much in common when it comes to homeschooling, and that we have very much the same fears of messing up our kids.
Yes.
We have the same fears of feeling like we're not enough or we're not doing it good enough. And all the worries that come to us as homeschool moms, I just thought we're really no different. God just, in that aspect, God created us differently, but we have very much the same focus in that we want to raise our kids to know Jesus and to love Jesus. And ultimately, that's the goal. And so I would love for you to take us through your journey of how you started on this homeschool journey, what that looked like, what your expectations were of yourself. Because as I'm reading your book, I was laughing to myself because I thought, well, she really had it nailed down. And I am still trying to nail it down 13 years later. But it's a beautiful story that you have of how the Lord has really transformed you and your family and your homeschool through this journey that he's taken you on. So I just want to kind of sit at your feet. I want to learn from you. I want to be encouraged by you. And I want the same for our audience. So I'm going to let you start, just share with us kind of how your homeschool journey began and what the Lord has taken you through for these past, how many years was it? How many years ago was it that you started homeschooling?
25 plus years.
Okay.
It's been 4 years now since I
Yeah.
graduated my sixth from our homeschool,
Wow.
and have been in getting used to an empty nest scenario around
Right.
here. But yeah, absolutely. The book itself is a retrospective of my it was 26 years of homeschooling proper, and everything that I learned. You know, people say that if you homeschool, you get a second chance at your own education. And, you know, I heard that along the way, and being a kind of bookish sort, I thought, hey, that sounds great. Get to go back to school and fill in all those gaps from along the way. And it's really true that you get a second chance at your education, but it doesn't mean what you think it means, because education is not what we think it is. Most of us, especially those of us who grew up in a public school environment, really do understand education to be data acquisition, right? Mastery. And very few of us grow up in an environment where we understand education to be a little more philosophical. The opening of a mind to contemplate its self-thinking and to come to understand what manner of creature it is and what manner of creature it's not. I like to say that education can't save you, but it can put you in the proper mindset to see that you need saving. And I think we don't know that when we say we're getting a second chance at our own education, that that's what's going to happen to us.
Right.
That we are going to be forced to consider what manner of creature we are all over again. And it is a kind of divine comedy. That title is actually an allusion to Dante's Divine Comedy, which comes to us in 3 parts or 3 books. He says we get the Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso. And it's the story of a soul's journey to God, essentially. And in the story, Dante makes himself the protagonist. And he says that he finds himself lost in a dark wood because the straight path has been lost. He's been trying to climb up the mountain to God, and his path has been obstructed again and again by these 3 beasts that represent his sins, and he just can't seem to get around them. I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but I certainly could. It is the struggle of the Christian to overcome the sins that plague him in his attempts to find the Lord and to behold his beauty and inquire in his temple, as the psalmist would say, right? The good things and the ultimate things is what the Inferno is about. And all of the lessons that he's learned in the Inferno about what sin is and what life is good for, and the role of reason in guiding us to an understanding of those things and to a reliance on the grace of God instead of our own feeble attempts to perfect ourselves. Dante is confronted not just with the ideas of sin and death and idolatry, but with the fact of it in his own life. And this is what my title alludes to, is this kind of journey of the soul and the impediments to any kind of real progress that we experience in our real-time lives that plague us. That is our own sin, not just man's sin nature. Yes, we all ascribe to this, but our own sin. And the truth of the matter is, we learn in the scriptures that the heart is deceitful and desperately wicked. We don't even know the depths of our own sin. And oftentimes, in the very act of doing something that we think is so good, we find that we're in the midst of deep sin. And that was what happened to me in my homeschooling project.
Homeschool Insights is sponsored by CTC Math. If you're looking for a great online math program, visit ctcmath.com and try it for free. For more great homeschool inspiration and resources, listen to the Schoolhouse Rocked podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.